you've ever found yourself staring blindly at your computer screen at 3 p.m., absolutely drained of energy, fighting off this thick mental fog, and realizing that your motivation to hit the gym later has completely evaporated, well, you are definitely not alone. Most of us just blame it on a long workday, right? Or we assume we just need a much stronger pre-workout supplement. But the truth is actually much closer to home. In fact, the problem starts before you even clock in. Today, we're looking at a fascinating breakdown of how your daily routine is quietly sabotaging your body and exactly what the source material suggests we do to fix it.
So ask yourself, why is your commute just absolutely killing your drive? You probably just think of your morning transit as a totally boring, unavoidable necessity of urban life. You sit in traffic or you squeeze yourself into a packed subway car and you just kind of wait it out. But the reality is that the urban grind isn't just boring, it's an active biological battlefield. It is systematically nuking your testosterone and spiking your stress hormones every single morning. The way you travel to work is actively disrupting your physical form.
Okay, let's dive right into this. We're going to cover the commute trap, hit 3 highly specific habits: the digital blackout, the neat factory, and the pacer rule. Then we'll turn your place into an apartment armory and wrap the whole thing up with a 7-day challenge. First up, the commute trap, and exactly how transit is destroying your hormones. The source material suggests we need to completely shift our paradigm about what transit actually is. Right now, most people treat their commute as dead time. This is defined by endless doom scrolling, prolonged sitting, and a chronic state of high cortisol. It's a miserable, completely unmanaged reality. But we are going to flip this on its head into protocol time. This is where we implement real biological manipulation. Protocol time involves enforcing a hormonal blackout, constant pacing, and putting your body into a state of accelerated fat loss. Because here's the thing, there's literally an invisible assault happening to your brain every morning. Just look around the next time you're on a train or a bus. Everyone has their head down, feeding their brain what is called a dopamine cascade. These are massive, totally unnatural dopamine spikes caused by digital overstimulation, usually from social media. And to protect itself from this assault, your brain actually desensitizes your dopamine receptors. The result? By the time you sit down at your desk, you have already exhausted your drive. The hard work of your actual job suddenly feels impossible simply because your brain's reward system is already burned out. And that brings us to habit 1, digital blackout. The goal here is incredibly simple, but tough to execute. Silence the noise. And this brilliantly illustrates why silencing that noise, actively choosing to have a boring commute, is so unbelievably powerful. Check out this breakdown of cortisol states. When you're exposed to constant digital noise, your cortisol, which is your body's main stress alarm, runs incredibly high. Chronically high cortisol sends a signal to your body to trap fat, particularly right around the stomach. However, when you enforce a boring commute with 0 screens, your cortisol drops. This allows your nervous system to finally enter a safe state. And it's only in this low-stress, safe state that optimal fat loss and testosterone production can actually happen. All right, moving right along to habit 2, the neat factory. This is all about reprogramming your movement. To really grasp this, let's talk about the number 400. We've got to completely debunk this myth that you need to do an hour of miserable, sweaty cardio just to see your abs. Walking and incidental movement are actually the ultimate fat loss tools. So the source outlines what it calls the parking lot rule. If you drive to work, you are legally required, by the rules of this protocol anyway, to stop circling around looking for the closest spot. You must park at the very back of the lot. By doing this one incredibly simple thing, you add about 400 easy steps to your day, round trip, almost by accident. Next up, we look at the number 3x. This represents the kill the elevator rule. If you take the train or you work in a standard office building, unless you're going up to like the 50th floor, you take the stairs. Why? Because stair climbing burns calories 3 times faster than walking on flat ground. But even more importantly, these small, seemingly boring movements send absolutely crucial physical signals to your body. They tell your biology that you're active, which signals the body to build and maintain muscle rather than breaking it down. Which leads us seamlessly into habit 3, the pacer rule. The subtitle says it all: never sit still. So why are we enforcing this? Why do you need to pace around whenever you get a work call or text on the move? Well, it's to combat what researchers call the 9-to-5 skeleton. When you sit in a car or a train for an hour, it literally causes a physical, structural collapse in your body. Your hip flexors tighten up, your pelvis tilts forward, and this actually physically pushes your stomach out. It creates that soft, skinny fat look, making you look heavier than you actually are.
By enforcing the pacer rule and getting your steps in around the platform or out on the sidewalk, you're actively engaging your core and preventing your posture from collapsing into that soft urban frame. You're fighting back against the physical toll of sitting. Okay, so we fixed the commute. Now let's look at what happens when you finally get home. Section 4, the apartment armory, focusing on building proportional muscle. Let's see exactly how this builds a complete physique using what the source calls the one-chair workout. Look, you absolutely do not need some luxury gym membership. You just need leverage. The secret isn't chasing endless, mindless repetitions. It's manipulating time under tension. You execute movements like deficit push-ups by placing your hands on chairs to get maximum chest depth. Or you do Bulgarian split squats using a chair for intense leg density. And you do it all using this tight 3-step framework: stretch, tempo, and squeeze. This relies entirely on mechanical tension and control. You are literally turning your basic living room into an absolute armory for muscle growth. And that brings us to the home stretch, the 7-day challenge. It's time to reclaim your biology. The source material leaves us with this incredibly powerful thought: stop letting the city happen to you. Think about that for a second. The urban environment is entirely designed for convenience, but that convenience is exactly what makes you soft, stressed, and exhausted. You've got to become the hero of your own biology and fight back against this urban matrix. So let's summarize the commute protocol one more time to really lock this in. These are incredibly boring, super unglamorous steps, but they are highly, highly effective. Number 1, put the phone in your bag for a total digital blackout. Number 2, park at the back of the lot for that easy neat hack. Number 3, kill the elevator and take the stairs. And number 4, never sit while you're on a phone call. Enforce that pacer rule. If you run this system correctly, your stress hormones will drop, your natural drive will return, and your body will stop defending its fat stores because it finally trusts your daily schedule. So here's the challenge derived from the material. Don't worry about trying to maintain this for the next year. Just commit to the commute protocol for the next 7 days. Tomorrow morning, when you walk out your front door, you have a distinct choice to make. Will you respect your biology, or are you going to let the grind win? The protocol is entirely in your hands. Start tomorrow.